You ever lay awake at night thinking about things you shouldn't be thinking about? Missed opportunities, bad decisions. That one thing you said at dinner that ruined the whole table? Yeah, that's insomnia. Dr. Sal Monetti, MD, allegedly.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sal Monetti. And for over 20 years I've helped people sleep. Until the state told me to stop.
Dr. Monetti ain't your average doctor. He didn't learn medicine from textbooks. He learned it from experience. Courtrooms. Back rooms. And one very intense malpractice hearing.
People come to me saying, "Doc, I can't sleep. My mind won't shut off." I tell them, that ain't your mind. That's guilt. That's when I prescribe Night-Night Veto.
Night-Night Veto is the only mob-grade sleep aid engineered to shut down thoughts, memories, and inconvenient self-reflection. One pill? Your problems don't disappear. You just don't care anymore. Patients sleep through family arguments, construction noise, and in one case, a full indictment. That's results. No dreams. No nightmares. Just pure, uninterrupted, federally unapproved rest. Side effects may include loyalty, amnesia, and suddenly agreeing with whoever's talking. If symptoms persist, good, that means it's working. Customer testimonials. Larry Wong, I took one Night-Night Veto. Next thing I know, it's Tuesday. Frank Pecoraro, I slept so good I forgot who I was mad at. Still don't remember. Feels great. Doctors hate him. Lawyers fear him. The FDA won't return his calls. Is Night-Night Veto right for you? If you're asking questions, probably. Sleep like you're in witness protection because you can't stress about tomorrow. If you never fully wake up, Night-Night Veto is not a real medication. Doctor may not be real. Do not take before a sit-down, during a deposition, or while being followed. Side effects include nodding, forgetting, and unconditional loyalty. Ask your doctor. Unless your doctor already knows better.
Muggs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
The Earners, where every dollar starts and nobody stays clean. A Pizzaverse Studios crime documentary. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent Vinny DiPrio. Somebody has to make it. Everybody talks about where the money ends up. The bosses. The houses. The power. But nobody likes talking about where it starts. It starts with pressure. With deadlines. With guys who don't get second chances. It starts with the Earners. They don't own the racket. They don't make the rules. They just make the number. And if they don't, somebody else pays for it. The Earners. What earning really meant. An earner was anyone responsible for generating steady illegal income and kicking it up the ladder. Not someday. Not when business was good. Every week. Earners included street bookmakers, numbers runners, Shylocks, loan sharks, extortion collectors, job site skimmers, bar, club, and vending machine operators. You weren't judged by loyalty. You weren't judged by toughness. You were judged by cash flow. No money, no value. Why these guys said yes? Most earners didn't start as criminals. They started broke, in debt, desperate, or connected by family. Psychologists explain gradual moral erosion, temporary crimes becoming permanent, fear replacing conscience. Nobody wakes up wanting to be an earner. They wake up wanting to fix something. Bills, pride, reputation. And by the time they realize the fix never ends, they're already trapped. Real case, illegal gambling. Illegal gambling was the bread and butter. Sports betting. Numbers games. Card rooms. Example, based on NY and Chicago cases. A neighborhood bookie takes bets all week. $20 here. $100 there. A few heavy players. At week's end. Wins and losses calculated. 10-20% kicked up. Losses still owed. Here's the part movies skip. If bettors don't pay, the earner still owes. That's how gamblers became collectors. And collectors became violent. Loan sharking, debt as a weapon. Loan sharking wasn't about lending money. It was about controlling time. Real-world structure. Short-term loans. Weekly interest, 20-30%. No reduction of principal. Example. Borrow $5,000. Owe $1,000 every week. Forever. Earners didn't lend money. They sold breathing room. And when the breathing stopped, so did mercy.
In a world where dignity is optional and couches are temporary, one man stood up, pointed like Oprah with a clearance budget, and said the words that changed everything. And you get a futon. That's right, folks. Not a house, not a lease, a futon. Because when your life's been a non-stop flop from sofa to sofa, you don't need stability, you need furniture that folds, just like your plans. And today's lucky winner? Tony Bum Pizza. Yes, that Tony Bum Pizza, the human carry-on bag, the guy whose mailing address is wherever he last begged. And who stepped up to buy it? Muggsy. Yeah, Muggsy bought Tony a futon because even charity has limits. Watch as Tony lays down, the futon squeaks, and both of them immediately regret their life choices. Dual-purpose furniture, sleep by night, existential dread by day. Admiral impeaches futons, perfect for bums, grifters, and guys who swear they're just down on their luck for the 8th year straight. No refunds, no dignity, and absolutely no delivery after dark. You get a futon, and you definitely need a futon. Where dreams fold, and so do people.
Extortion without threats. Most extortion didn't look like violence. It looked like help. Examples pulled from NY, Philly, Jersey cases. Protection for stores. Security for bars. Problem solving for contractors. Once you accepted the favor, you owed. And once you owed, you belonged. The threat was never spoken. It didn't need to be. The weekly number. Every earner lived under the same clock. Monday to Sunday. Sunday night panic. Monday morning delivery. The number didn't care about excuses. Rain. Illness. Bad luck. You either made it, or you explained why you didn't. And explanations were dangerous. What happened when earners failed? Failure wasn't always murder. It was worse. Losing territory. Being demoted. Becoming a warning. Getting burned socially. The mob didn't always kill earners. Sometimes it left them alive. So everybody could see what failure looked like. Why most earners never left. Leaving wasn't retirement. It was risk. You knew too much. You'd handled money. You'd crossed people. Earners didn't dream of getting rich. They dreamed of surviving one more week. And that's how decades disappear. This is the root. Every dollar that gets laundered. Every bag that gets carried. Every lawyer that gets paid starts here. With pressure. With fear. With someone making money they'll never keep. This is where crime begins. And nobody stays clean. This was the earners. The bottom of the ladder. The pressure point. The place where crime stops being an idea and starts being a weekly number. They didn't build empires. They fed them. And once you start earning like this, there is no clean way out. Organized crime doesn't start with power. It starts with pressure. With someone who needs money. With someone who owes. With someone who can't miss a week. That's how the machine turns on. And once it does, everybody above you stays clean. This was the earners. The bottom of the ladder. The pressure point. The place where crime stops being an idea and starts being a weekly number. They didn't build empires. They fed them. And once you start earning like this, there is no clean way out. Organized crime doesn't start with power. It starts with pressure. With someone who needs money. With someone who owes. With someone who can't miss a week. That's how the machine turns on. And once it does, everybody above you stays clean. You don't. Next time. When people think about the mob, they think New York. They think flashy suits. They think headlines. That's a mistake. Because while everyone was watching the coasts, the Midwest was working. No neon. No glamour. Just factories. Highways. Union halls. And money that never stopped coming in. The Midwest mob didn't scream for attention. They didn't need to. They controlled the jobs, the contracts, the trucks, the votes. If something moved through Chicago, Detroit, Kansas City, Cleveland, they got a taste. This wasn't about street corners. This was about infrastructure. Steel. Concrete. Transportation. You didn't shake down a shop owner. You controlled the supply chain. The earners here didn't run numbers in basements. They skimmed. Construction projects. Waste hauling. Auto plants. Teamsters, locals. Every paycheck passed through hands that weren't supposed to be there. And nobody complained. Because everybody worked. In the Midwest, violence was bad for business. So pressure was quieter. Miss a payment? Your crew gets laid off. Don't cooperate? Your shipment disappears. Say the wrong thing? You never get another contract. This was power without fingerprints. Control without chaos. And the men who ran it? You didn't see them in clubs. You saw them at charity dinners. At union picnics. At city council meetings. They didn't live loud. They lived long. Because when crime looks like employment, nobody calls the cops. This wasn't the mob you feared. This was the mob you depended on. And once they owned the Midwest, they didn't need the rest of the country to like them. They just needed it to function. Because when you control the roads, the jobs, and the unions, you don't need guns. You already won. The Midwest Mob. Coming soon, Pizzaverse Studios. He's the last line between justice and disaster, and half the time he ain't sure which side he's on. They call him chain of custody, because once something's in his hands, it don't leave the same way it came in. Caffeine Evidence 214. Introducing Chain of Custody, fudge dark chocolate espresso with a caramel swirl. Strong enough to wake the dead, sweet enough to keep you quiet about it. He doesn't play by the book. Hell, he writes new chapters every time he walks into the room. No sugarcoating. No second chances. Just caffeine, grit, and a paper trail that disappears when he does. Agent Lopez is proof that loyalty ain't about sides. It's about who you'll burn for when the heat's on. Agent Lopez, Chain of Custody. Once it's in your hands, it's evidence.
Today I decided to not give you bitches a second of time for the rest of my life. I'll be goddamned if I put in the work and I don't get the credit to fucking suffice. I've been too humble too much of my life, cutting them off so I'm measuring twice. Cause this time I mean it, I'm still fucking bleeding. Bitch, there was better way to hand me the knife. Like boy, little Snowy, Bodie is on me. Half of these idiots dumb as a brick. Swear I won't use it when all up on YouTube. I aim with a 45 fucking intense. Imagine if my soul and whip with a 10. Imagine if I finally wanted to quit. Imagine if this industry took the life out of bitch and all I got is fucking revenge. Who would I ride on if I'm about to call it? I think my fans know a couple of names. I know some 5-figure checks that I've written and can't say a word cause I bitch NDA'd. Call on my lawyers cause I keep them paid, but this ain't some shit that my lawyers could save. Cause if I do go out, I'm going out strong and I'll leave y'all a note with the key to the safe. That all of the friends that I lost that was talking shit all on the net, all of apologize, all of them know that I fucking invented, I'll never forget. I never went out in public to vent, I know exactly what I represent. And any little bitch that was that quick to switch up, all of you deserve what the fuck you gon' get. How does it feel when you look at your fans and you know that you'll lose them if I ever talk? If I ever pull up receipts or some video, shorty, I bet you piss in your drawers. Oh, you little bitch ass, silly never shit ass, fickle ass, flip flop, blind ass hoe. You should thank God with like every breath that I ain't talk my shit cause I stuck to the code. But ain't I hit you up directly, tell you that you best be treading real carefully, bitch. Bitch, don't you forget we still got a debt. See, I'ma collect my shit. If you got a question, I got an answer. Ain't I keep the same line? All that boo-hoo shit on the net was a clout chase. Them lives are so tired. Yo, I just noticed everybody that don't fuck with me fucks with each other. It's like a fucking union of dumbass people. Hey, but I'm coming back for my money though. I'm not playing. Bitch.